The Super Nintendo was a monument of the 2D platforming genre. It had so many 2D platformers being made from around the world. I can go on a list for hours about how many great 2D platformers there are on the system. But that was quickly fading away. 3D gaming was coming to fruition, and everyone was getting ready making games for the PS1 and the N64. We already knew that the Nintendo 64 was going to have great games going by Nintendo's past consoles. So how did Sony respond? He's dead, I'm finally free! So, what is this game? Is it good? Is it bad? Okay, just look at it, it's terrible. But even though it's terrible, the reviews for this game are actually mixed. They either love it or they hate it, and there's no middle ground. Take a look here, video games themselves hate it. Every single video game ever made hates this game, but apparently some people like it. Do I like it? I don't even know where to start with this. I guess we'll just start from the beginning. You get dropped into what is essentially a horror game almost. You get dropped in here with tank controls, and I was so confused when I got dropped in here because I thought this was a 2D platformer, but this is 3D. The preview screenshots even have this as a 2D platform. So we walk around and I find an arrow pointing to a location, so I follow it. And then once I get to it, I get put into a 2D level. And now I'm even more confused about the 3D hub level part. There's no really a point in a hub world in this. There's only two parts that open up and they're both holes. Like, you could have just made this a level select, or you just go through levels one at a time and that would have been equally as fine. Why would you do this? Anyway, we get into the levels of the game and we can already see the issues. The controls here are horrible. No, seriously, take a look at this. I'm holding right, and as soon as I pass the cheese, I will let go. 4 goddamn seconds. Is this a joke? This completely ruins the point of any platformer. This is abhorrent. This is insane. You failed at the fundamental level of making a platformer. Are the levels even designed around this? Well, take a guess. Of course they're not. Extremely tight jumps are everywhere, so enjoy skating around on them. Do you know why? Because fuck you. Most of the levels as well are just a maze. I have no clue where I'm going on the first level. And if you fall down, you don't just die. Oh no. You get put into a long loading screen and then put back into the 3D world, in which you have to go back into the level, go into the loading screen, and then boom, you have to restart the level. Why would you do this? There's not a chance I'm gonna beat this level out of sheer disappointment and disgust. So I go to the password screen, and even this is hard to control. Are you fucking kidding me? You can't even control the password screen? The letters move so impossibly fast, you just have to get it just right to get the letters. And once you do, you finally get the level. Oh, whoops, you get put into the 3D hub. I'm not even sure why there are 5 other passcodes in this game. They all put you in the same place. But we jump into the next level and I start to realize something. This feels and looks like an analog horror game. This game is extremely eerie to the dark atmosphere of everything. The levels, the enemies, the bosses. This looks like that mascot horror trend that's all over Steam, which I like, but I don't know if this would make a good one. I mean, the game scares me, but for the completely wrong ways. Wait, I have to restart the entire game? I'm not gonna lie, I'm not gonna beat this game. I did not beat this game. I don't have to. Time is precious on this earth. For every second you dally doing nothing, the time limit to your inevitable demise comes even closer, and the chilled touch of death's hands comes ever closer to bringing you away from this world. We can look at the other levels, I guess. I'm not going to review every level because that video would take too long, and I'm not making a long video on this. Are you joking? But I could talk about the levels I did do. And I can actually say that I did like a couple of them. I like this leaf surfing part, though it was extremely simple, and it kind of gave you a seizure if you shot your gun. And the minecart section wasn't really that bad. It was a bit nauseating, and yeah, that's pretty much it. The music in this game is also pretty good. This game to me just feels like it had a lot of good ideas, but pretty much none of them were implemented right. You have this top-down shooter section, which would be awesome, but the camera's just too close to the character. And once you get to the end of the level, which is a book, it just kicks you out of the level. Did I go the wrong way? What happened? I got bored, so I decided to look at eBay pricing, and people are selling this game for $40 US. Why, in God's name, would you even want this as a collector? Are you joking? Just say you have a full set of PS1 games without Cheesy. There's not going to be a single collector that's going to come to your house and be like, hey, nice full set PS1 collection. Where's your Cheesy copy? And I decided to dig a bit deeper, and oh my god, there is only one listing of the Japanese version, and it goes for $170 US. $170. Who is buying this? Sorry to go off rails, but looking at the timeline, I've spent 6 minutes talking about Cheesy, and that already upsets me, so I'm going to go end the video now on 2 lessons. 1. Cheesy, as of right now, is the worst platformer I have ever played. And collectors are insane.